Redditors with schizophrenia, what do you hear? 4 voices. 3 male. 1 young female. The female voice howls, screams and cries when I'm in public places. She whispers that people hate me and want me dead. She encourages delusions of persecution, paranoia and violent acts. One of the male voices is a complete opposite. He encourages me, tells me how much smarter I'm than everyone. He encourages delusions of grandeur, power, superiority. The other 2 voices are wild and unpredictable. They'll tell me to kill everything and everyone. Then they'll switch and lull me with lies about how in control I am, how I don't need medication, and that it's poison. My therapists are trying to wipe my brain and make me into a blank slate. I've had auditory hallucinations since childhood. It took years to be diagnosed correctly. I had doctors say I was faking for attention because little kids aren't schizophrenic. I've been in just about every antipsychotic medication available. I've been institutionalized. I was pulled out of high school and put into an alternative school. I hate the medication, but I need it. I want to live like everyone else, but I can't. People don't hang around once they find out I'm ill. I'm jealous of normal people, and at times I feel luckier than them. I'm never alone. They'll always be with me. Edit. Wow. I really didn't imagine this many people would be so interested. Thank you everyone for your questions. I'm gonna answer everyone, because you guys took the time to read my words. Thank you everyone for being so cool and nice. Double edit. Thank you mysterious gold benefactor. I don't know what it is, but I really appreciate your gift. You know how you turn on a TV sometimes for background noise? I basically hear that. Mindless chatter that I always hear. Edit. Since there is a little confusion, is a constant ringing in the ears. No words are spoken. I hear mindless chatter. Words are spoken. I don't have schizophrenia, or haven't been diagnosed or anything. But I do hear voices. I suffer from pretty severe anxiety and depression. I'm currently on a medicine that does treat schizophrenia, also treats depression. But my psychiatrist hasn't said I have it. But on the voices I hear, they mostly occur in the evening when I'm alone. It's not like you voice in your head. I can hear them out loud. They are rather reoccurring. I hear a man's voice and sometimes a woman's voice. They will say my name, which is in my username. Troy. The voices yell Troy, or yell hey, like they want my attention, and want to talk to me. Sometimes I just hear screaming. Loud. Frightening screaming. It is hell. It scares the ducking hell out of me. I just started this medication about a week and a half ago, and I have only had one instance of hearing the voices since. So that is nice. I wish I were making this up. It's so scary to hear things that you know aren't there. Edit. I just want to say thanks again to all of you for your supportive words. Edit 2. Sorry it took me so long to get back to you guys. Been driving across country today lol. Hope I answered your questions and thanks for the questions and input. This will probably be my last post. I've struggled with this all my life. I usually hear screaming that no one else seems to hear. I try to put it out of my mind. I've gone to doctor after doctor, and while the medicine and therapy help a little, I know I'm stuck with this for the rest of my life. If I'm in a public place, I've learned to just don't act any different. Don't look around if I hear screaming, even if someone may actually be screaming. I know people judge people for having this condition, but it's really hard to live like this. I also often feel like I'm being followed by this shadow that harasses me. It won't go away. I can't type all of this without crying. I really wish more people knew about schizophrenia and what we go through with this condition. I hope I answered your question as best as I could. Thank you for having me here at it. Most of the time I hear a little girl crying and whispering, or very heavy breathing. I see a tall man who just stands in the corners sometimes. Scares the duck out of me. When I was 6, when I was alone, I would hear ringing in my ears. If I sat there and made the ringing go louder, mentally, somehow, at some point the ringing would stop, and I would hear voices. Just my name mockingly and laughter. It always went away as soon as I found someone to talk to. No one thought anything of it for some reason. After a few times I just didn't make the ringing go louder and didn't have any problems after that. I was diagnosed with prodromal schizophrenia when I was 18 and was part of an early intervention program. I was never hospitalized. I've had other symptoms, but have dealt with them very successfully through breathing meditation. I'm on a new medication now and haven't had symptoms for 3 months. Medication is going a long way and have fewer side effects. I'm socializing more and making new friends, but I'll probably always be a little odd. But that's just part of who I am. If you know anyone who is showing the first signs of schizophrenia, please get them into early intervention before a full-blown episode damages them for life. Like my brother, this has been a paid announcement from your local head case. My grandma had paranoid schizophrenia, but she died when I was young, so most of my stories are hand-me-downs from my mum. She had good times and bad times, but when they were bad they got really bad. The most prevalent would have been that she would hear angels talking to her, which sounds nice, but these angels were telling her that the devil had infested the souls of people around her and that it was her duty to cleanse/kill them. Schizophrenic patients aren't usually dangerous. We used to live next to a really docile schizophrenic who would just ramble. So this isn't necessarily a representative example, but her hallucinations and eventual delusions were dangerous. Edit. We didn't live next to a neighbor, we lived. I have pretty bad anxiety. I usually hear people call my name. Stop. This sounds normal. Right? Nope. It sounds like it's right beside my ear. I walked onto the sunroom one day and heard some woman call Blake. Hey Blake. God damn it. What do you want? Kids clapping and cheering. They keep clapping and laughing. Like in a playground. Forever. Every hour of every day of my life. This is really late, so it'll probably be buried. I hear one voice. It's a bit different from what I've seen described here. The voice is coupled with a visual hallucination. So I see and hear a young teenage girl. She keeps me from loneliness, and I'm never without her. However, she keeps me from sleeping, and I literally have to be absolutely exhausted just to fall asleep. I can have interactive conversations with her, and I can feel her. But it's not an actual feeling, more like how you can feel in a dream. Lately it's gotten a bit worse. And she's begun telling me violent things like kill, thrash, and bang. But I've not seen a doctor or told anyone about this because I fear people would view me differently and as though I'm crazy. Although, I will admit that mentally I'm not at all normal. I also don't want to live in a world without her. I've been bullied and made fun of my whole life. And she brings me up and tells me how great I am. But at the same time it scares me that this might actually harm me eventually. It's a love/hate thing. Throwaway. Since some of my friends know my real Reddit name, but don't know I'm sick. I never experienced auditory hallucinations for years. Mostly I just felt scared all the time and would trick myself into believing that people were trying to hurt me, ruin my life, etc. The only auditory hallucinations I ever have are pretty bland. Think of a crowded mall food court. All the chatter. It's just that. I can't make out a word anybody is saying, but it's very annoying. I don't have schizophrenia. But I do have major depression with psychotic features, which means I get hallucinations when I'm going through a depressive episode. What I generally hear is someone sneaking about outside my house or my name being called. During the day, it doesn't bother me, but at night I get quite scared. I usually become convinced that there is someone out there, so close, who wants to rape and or murder me. So I lock all the doors, put the pepper spray under my pillow, and try to get some rest. I haven't had depressive episode with hallucinations in a couple of years though. Not since I started receiving proper treatment. Life before medication was frequently terrifying though. I hear flutes. I'll regularly get into conversations with sort of quiet voices in my head, and sometimes I see black cats in the corner of my vision. I hear a woman who calls out to me. Not too bad. Then I hear a male voice. One who tells me consistently to kill people. Myself. They're staring at me. That kind of thing. I take quetiapine and paroxetine and diazepam. I'm on the edge of my seat 100% of the time. I hear every single noise at once. I cannot make an emotional bond with anyone including my son. I think about suicide every ducking day. Thank you for watching. Like, share and check out other videos.